It goes without saying that the most important mechanic in Portal are the portals. After all, it's in the name. Twice. But there's another aspect of the game that's equally important. This texture. Seriously. Unlike concrete textures, metal textures do not allow portal placement. This is essential to the design of Portal, since allowing players to place portals anywhere would let them teleport to the end of each chamber. In order to create actual puzzles, the developers at Valve deliberately assigned each surface to be either metal or concrete. So what if we flipped them? This is the entirety of Portal with a twist. Every surface that was concrete is now metal, and every surface that was metal is now concrete. I did, however, make two exceptions to this that I thought were fair. First, the metal surfaces beneath goo pits. Placing portals in liquid wouldn't make much sense, so these surfaces remained metal post-inversion. Second, the concrete surfaces between fixed portal frames. Fixed portals are testing elements that are designed to be part of puzzles, so surfaces between these frames remained valid portal surfaces post-inversion. With the entire game remade using inverted textures, there's an obvious question. Is it possible to beat the game like this? Surprisingly, the answer is yes. Some chambers were completely trivialized by the texture swap, making them even easier than the original. Other chambers did not fare so well and became borderline impossible to solve. In order to progress through most of the game, there's a heavy reliance on Portal's various exploits, oversights, and some good old-fashioned source engine magic. The only rule I've set for myself is the game must be beaten without going out of bounds. Any glitch or exploit is on the table, as long as we stay inside the confines of each map. I've packaged the entire thing as a playable Steam mod if you want to attempt this challenge yourself. But for everyone else, sit back, crack open a nice glass of water, and join me on the quest to beat Portal Inverted. Starting in Chamber 0, things already look significantly different to the original game. Despite this, the chamber plays out the exact same. Since these portals are scripted to open no matter what, we can proceed normally. The cube on button test doesn't make use of portals, so we can also get through this easily. Okay, I failed the first test. I failed the first room.
Excellent.
Chamber 1 is the same story. Since we can't place our own portals yet, we just progress through the level as if nothing changed. So my prediction is that these early maps are going to be more difficult than the later maps, just because more of these maps are metal. I mean, it's not really a problem for this map because this is just another auto-scroller, right? I just have to wait. I think once I can actually shoot portals, these early maps are going to be a headache. Chamber 2 introduces the portal gun, which finally allows us to create our own portals. This chamber also plays out identically to the original version, although this is due to the concrete being kept between portal frames. Admittedly, this does make some of the earlier chambers easier, but it's not something that affects later areas of the game. Speaking of difficulty, Chamber 3 is where we meet our first hurdle. I'm now thinking of Chamber 3, which might be a problem because I'm pretty sure this map is all concrete in the actual game. So, where am I supposed to place a portal? The vanilla version of Chamber 3 is entirely concrete, so the inverted version has nowhere to place a blue portal. Without any portal surfaces, our only method of crossing this gap is by using an exploit called accelerated hopping. The default walking speed in Portal is 150 units per second. Jumping forward or backward grants a 50% speed boost, allowing us to travel at 225 units per second. This boost only applies to the base movement speed, so it doesn't stack with itself. This means that even with consecutive jumps, we still top out at 225 units per second. The game tries so hard to keep us below this limit that it actually slows us down if we exceed it. When jumping at a speed higher than 225 units per second, the excess speed is used to push us backwards from where we're looking. This backward force cancels out our excess velocity and prevents us from jumping faster than 225 units per second. But there's a simple way to bypass this. Just turn around. Now when the game subtracts our excess speed, it ends up pushing us in the same direction we're traveling. This is what causes the infamous ABH, and it's why you often see speedrunners of Portal and Half-Life 2 jumping backwards at insane velocities. To cross the gap in Chamber 3, I used a variation of the trick called an AFH, which achieves the same effect of an ABH while moving forward. But this only gets us halfway to the elevator. There's a second gap that's longer and has less of a run-up than the first. It is humanly possible to gain enough speed to cross this, but I'm just not good enough. After some experimentation, I came up with an alternative route that requires some backtracking. We're going to play through Chamber 2 again, except this time we're going to skip grabbing the portal gun. Okay, so you can use this radio to prop climb up this wall and get to the end, so that's exactly what I want to do here. Alright, got it. In the original game, these hidden radios only spawn after the game has been completed at least once. Since this is a mod of Portal, it inherits all of the code and achievement information necessary to spawn the radios. This one is especially useful since we can use it to reach the end of the chamber using a trick called prop climbing. After jumping off of the prop, we can grab it to bring it back up to our feet. This allows us to jump off of it again, re-grab it, jump again, grab, jump, and repeat to slowly but steadily ascend. With this technique, we can progress from Chamber 2 to Chamber 3 without collecting the portal gun. But why leave it behind? Chambers 2 and 3 exist in the same map file, so the portal gun in Chamber 2 will continue to fire blue portals after we've left. This causes the orange portal in Chamber 3 to link to the blue portals in Chamber 2, providing a gateway between both chambers. Now we can go back to Chamber 2, collect the portal gun, and bring the radio forward to Chamber 3. Now that we have the portal gun, we can just portal straight back to Chamber 3. We have this guy. The radio was once again used to prop climb to the exit elevator. Thanks for your service. Moving on. Chamber 4 is now completely made of metal, so we won't be able to use portals to solve the test. But with prop climbing, we can just jump into the pit and use the cube to climb back out. I have a feeling that prop climbing is going to be a very commonly used technique. Oh, now we get portal surfaces. That's wonderful. That's great. Chamber 5 is also entirely metal, so we use prop climbing to retrieve both cubes. Reaching the end of the chamber is not as straightforward. I'm a dumbass. Alright, well there's nowhere to place portals, so I think I'm actually just stuck now. Walking into this room results in a soft lock, since there's nowhere to place a portal. The only portal surface we can use is in the previous room. Initially it's occupied by an orange portal, but entering the final room moves the orange portal to the end of the level. So by jamming the door with a cube, we can enter the final room to trigger the swap and then jump back out to access the concrete. That almost took my head off, okay. Yeah, but now the orange portal's open, I can reach the exit. We're prop climbing. And we're golden. In Vanilla Portal, Chamber 6 is where metal surfaces are formally introduced. In Inverted Portal, we're instead given our first taste of real concrete. Wow, the concrete walls look so weird with these extruded blocks. Usually it's the metal walls that have this jagged, blocky appearance, but I made it a rule not to change any of the physical level geometry, only the textures. So now we get this very unique looking art style. Very strange. I can't actually solve the puzzle, but I can just go straight to the end. Alright, well that was pretty easy.
Please be careful.
Chamber 7 plays out the exact same. The puzzle cannot be solved in its intended manner, but we can just portal to the exit elevator. Alright, well that chamber was even easier considering I didn't die at the end. Chamber 8 continues the pattern of skipping an entire chamber, though this time we do need to make a mildly dangerous jump to the orange portal. That's 3 chambers in a row where we can just teleport to the end. It looks like this is going to be the case for a while, but Chamber 9 throws us a curveball. Since this chamber has a door and is mostly made of metal, there's an actual puzzle to solve. Okay, we're back to mostly metal. Not a good sign. Can't do the cheese strat where I put a portal there anymore. I actually do need the cube. I mean, I could just do this and retrieve it on this side. You know, I actually really like how this chamber turned out. It's a nice little cute solution that feels in line with Portal. Chamber 10 presented a serious problem in the very first room. We can't get up this step. I don't think there's any glitch I can use to jump up this. Yes, as sad as it looks, there's no way to get over this ledge. A physics prop of some kind would allow us to jump up, but unfortunately there are no accessible props in the starting room. Our only option then is to take a prop from a previous chamber and bring it with us into Chamber 10. Luckily we don't have to backtrack very far, since Chamber 9 has a radio in this upper window, but preserving this radio into Chamber 10 is easier said than done. There's a fizzler an aperture science material emancipation grill in front of the exit elevator that destroys the radio if we try to carry it through. This obstacle single-handedly blocks us from bringing the radio to Chamber 10. In order to have any hope of progressing, we need a way to overcome this. We need a way to teleport objects. When holding a physics prop, the object is held directly in front of the player. To handle the transition through portals, there's a variable that tracks whether or not the object is on the other side of a portal. If it is, the game runs a lot of complex code to make sure the object stays held. And this part works well. But something interesting happens when the player goes through the portal as well. As soon as this happens, the held object is immediately teleported in front of the player. If you didn't see it, that's normal. Carrying a prop through a portal is usually fluid enough that you won't notice the teleport. But consider a case where the held object is stuck on something. Even though we're looking to the right of the pillar, the cube can't be held in front of us since it's stuck on the left side. But as soon as we walk through the portal, the cube miraculously teleports into place. This is intentional behavior that makes it less likely for props to become stuck when carried through portals. However, there's a small oversight. The object can teleport through walls. This looks like a terrible magic trick, but all I'm doing is changing the direction I'm looking as I exit the portal. This exploit is exactly what we need to get the radio past the Aperture Science Material Emancipation Grill. The only problem is that there are no portal surfaces in the exit hallway, and object teleporting can only be performed by traveling through a portal. At this point, it seems hopeless, but there's something very peculiar about this elevator. Every chamber's exit elevator starts at ground level so the player can immediately walk in. Except for one. Chamber 9's elevator starts higher up in the shaft and descends to floor level as the player approaches. This is significant since the elevator shaft's walls are valid portal surfaces. A portal below the elevator would allow us to teleport the radio through, but getting down there is tricky. See, the trigger that moves the elevator down is located at the start of the hallway. Once activated, we only have about a second to get under the elevator before it's sealed off. This is possible with accelerated hopping, but there's yet another problem. There's a second trigger located in the shaft that's intended to detect when the player enters the elevator. When activated, the elevator closes and ascends to Chamber 10, leaving us behind with no way to catch up. This makes the route much more precise than it otherwise would be. Too slow and you get crushed by the elevator. Too fast and you activate the elevator's movement trigger. A perfect balance of speed is needed to slip beneath the elevator while avoiding the trigger, and after a few attempts, I managed to pull it off. Okay, I made it. All that's left is to teleport the radio through the elevator floor. I think it's in. I guess all I can do is go check. Yes, there it is. And all of that work amounts to us finally climbing this tiny stair in Chamber 10. Okay, that was a lot of work to clear a step. Like Chow, you really can't just pull your arms up and like, ugh, get up. The rest of Chamber 10 is very easy to solve, since the majority of the level is concrete. What's funny about the fling maps is that I just can't fling. Like, the solution is everything other than the fling. I just go here. We made it. That's it. Chamber 11 has a more varied mix of metal and concrete, but more importantly, it's the chamber where we get the dual portal device. We can reach the portal gun easily by firing a portal high up on the opposite wall and jumping down. From this point forward, there are no more fixed portal frames in the game. All portal placement is in our control. The exit room has no portal surfaces, so we need to enter the door physically. Luckily, the door stays open just long enough for us to drop through it from above with some tricky portal placement. Chamber 12 is a test that's designed around carefully controlled flings. So with inverted textures, we can just portal to the end like Chamber 10. No, GLaDOS, I will not fling into space. Funnily enough, I got his portal straight in. Yep, gotta hear that line. Chamber 13 looks daunting right off the bat. Well, there are no portal surfaces in here. This room's actually very shiny, I like it. Okay, let's start with this one. How do I get out of this room? Although the cube looks unreachable, it is possible to just barely grab it with a well-timed jump. But even with the door held open, we still can't portal through it due to the lack of portal surfaces on our side. But we can use the cube to prop climb up to the door and then drop the cube onto the button to access the main chamber. From here we need to be careful not to fall to the ground, since the lack of portal surfaces would leave us trapped. With some careful jumping, we can reach the second cube. In the normal version of Chamber 13, only one cube is needed to reach the exit, since the player can stand on the second button and fire a portal through the door. This won't work in the inverted version, so we will need both cubes to progress. The only problem is the first cube is still in the beginning room, and the button needs to be held down by the cube for the door to remain open. Or does it? If you've seen my previous Portal video about the game's various softlock detections, you may remember Chamber 13's failsafe, which permanently opens the door if both cubes become trapped in the beginning room. The inverted maps retain the same gameplay logic of the original maps, so activating this softlock detection is still possible. After retrieving the second cube, we bring it back to the beginning room. The cube on the button was intentionally placed extremely loosely to allow us to dislodge it by throwing the second cube. Now that we're trapped in the main chamber, with both cubes stuck in the beginning room, the softlock failsafe kicks in.
Despite the best efforts of the Enrichment Center staff, you have managed to ensnare yourself permanently inside this room. A complimentary escape hatch will open in 3, 2, 1.
With the door forced open, we can prop climb back out with both cubes and bring them to their respective buttons. Alright, we're up with both cubes. Well, that was a complete failure. Well, we have another shot. There we go. A little clumsy, but we got it. Alright. Now that is a perfect example of how flipping the textures just completely changes the route. That is a very bizarre way of solving that chamber. In contrast to Chamber 13, Chamber 14 ended up being pretty simple. That was not difficult. I'm glad I spent hours texturing the rest of that map just to never see it. That's great. Chamber 15 started off simple. Okay, we can't actually fling here, but that's fine since we can just jump through. Once we reach the next room, a major problem becomes evident. In order to lower the lift to the next area, this energy pellet needs to be directed into its catcher. This is ordinarily done using portals, but with the wall now made of metal, this isn't an option. The orb is simply destined to bounce back and forth in front of its launcher with no portal to save it. But there is another method of redirecting energy orbs: physics props. If we can get our hands on one, we can throw it into the orb in such a way that it bounces into its catcher. One of GLaDOS's cameras would work, but we can't detach them from the wall since they're mounted on metal. Another possibility is to use the chairs from the observation room. Due to a mistake by one of the game's level designers, the glass here was not properly scaled to fit its frame, leaving a 1-unit wide gap we can shoot a portal through. This method of entering the observation room is very well known, but unfortunately we can't do it. Observation room walls are classified as concrete, so for the inverted maps I retextured them to be metal. Without a way to obtain physics props in Chamber 15 itself, we once again need to backtrack. Alright, we're back in Chamber 14. I guess that means we can actually explore now. So there is a cube up here, which I think is going to be our best bet for getting past Chamber 15. We can use object teleportation to get the cube past the Aperture Science Material Emancipation Grill. There we go, perfect. That little exploit has saved us twice now. Back in Chamber 15, the first room now poses a challenge. Before we could just jump through the Emancipation Grill, but now that we have a cube, that's no longer viable. Fortunately, we can bypass it entirely using portal bumping. When shooting a portal in a space it won't fit, the game attempts to shift, or bump, the portal to an adjacent spot. Bumping also occurs when placing a portal on the opposite colored portal. This is once again an intentional mechanic, but just like object teleportation, there's an oversight. Portals can be bumped through thin walls. With this, we can easily bring the cube into the next room without it being emancipated. Alright, so I think now we just go gambling. We have to pray that we hit this orb in a way where it goes into that exit room. That was actually a pretty good first attempt. Nope. We might be here for a while. Yes? No? Where are you? Dude, I lost it. Oh my god, it's in there. It went all around it! Oh, that's gotta be good. That's gotta be good. No, you're kidding me! No! Get in there! Oh my, okay, well, that's a problem. Okay, Let's actually try to angle this. Okay, well, I need to actually hit the orb for that to work. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's gotta be good. That's gotta be good. No, it's not good. Oh my... What the... What was that? What just... What, was that my body? Okay, this has to be good. It's going down. There we go. Oh my god, fine. Look at all the scorch marks. Now, I don't know if I'm still gonna need this, but let's just take it with us. Why not? That ended up taking way longer than I thought it would. The next room contains the exact same obstacle as the first room, so we can once again portal bump our way through. The hallway to the final room has a very limited selection of portal surfaces, so to help us, we'll need to activate the moving platforms. Okay, I did that first try. That is the antithesis of that previous room. There are no walls to portal on here, so this could be an issue. I can shoot portals on the ceiling now. It used to be metal. But getting onto those platforms... Okay, so to get onto the platforms, there is this little cubby down here that you can get into. It's usually made of metal, but now that it's made of concrete, I can actually use that to progress. Get in here. Platform acquired. Alright, we're good. Got a portal in the ending room. Alright, bam. Now we've finally reached the final room of Chamber 15, which thankfully is easy to get through, since we can just portal to the elevator. Thank goodness. Chamber 16 introduces turrets, which need to be dealt with quite differently due to the inverted textures. Very long hallway with a guy who wants to kill me. But it's okay. They were not programmed to account for the fact that you can just glitch bunny hop. Oh god, they were! Dude, he never even had a chance. I can just spleef all of them. That's awesome. Going on a rampage. Okay, well that guy might be an issue. There are no... Although no, I'm stupid. There is a sliver of a portal surface on the floor there. That just kind of becomes a brute force stage. Chamber 17 is unlike any other chamber in Portal. While most tests are designed in isolation from one another, Chamber 17 contains a marathon of puzzles that need to be solved using a single, persistent object. In order to complete the level, we need to use one of gaming's most iconic characters, the Companion Cube. Oh, and 15 other cubes of varying origin. Escorting just one cube to the end of the chamber would be far too easy, so I turned my channel members into cubes to up the difficulty. Probably unethical, but this is Aperture Science after all. To progress to the next chamber, each and every cube must be brought to the incinerator at the end of the map. Now it's definitely unethical. Holy cow, there are a lot of cubes. Getting everyone through here is going to be a bit of a problem, so I'm just going to portal them to the end. Probably easier. Alright, we now have a tower of channel members here. Oh my god! Okay, this might not have been the... You gotta get out of the way. You gotta get out of here. Not die. We need to get them all to the end. In a very orderly fashion. Okay, that's a problem. What? I gotta go all the way back here? Okay. Got a bunch of people through here. So, I actually can portal straight to the end, but I'm actually curious to see whether or not I can sink every orb into the receivers. That one did not change much. Alright, so for the second one, I can just put a portal right above it. I need to redirect one of these orbs into a portal, so something like this should work. Alright, perfect. Alright, so the last receiver is pretty far back here. What's the best way to do this? Probably something like this. Alright, that actually worked out very well. Now we just need to get every cube to the end. Could have just portaled there the whole time, but I thought it was more fun to do it this way. Oh, yeah. I mean, you all know where you're ending up. It's your turn. Why is the door not opening? Did I forget someone? Oh, please don't tell me a cube fell out of the map somewhere. Should have known one of you would hide from me. There we go. Yeah, don't hit me with those innocent-looking eyes. I'm still incinerating you. There we go. Alright, well that was complete chaos. Yeah, it took a lot longer because, you know, lost a cube. May have died a couple of times. Chamber 18 is almost unrecognizable with inverted textures, but thankfully it plays to our advantage here. Most of the level is now concrete, which makes navigating the chamber much easier. The final room is blocked off with a door that we would need a cube to open, but now we can just portal across. Well, that's convenient. You don't have to play that part of the map at all. Wow, okay, well this room looks completely different. I'm now understanding why Valve didn't make any of these giant concrete rooms in the actual game. I mean, it looks like one of those liminal space pool rooms that get posted everywhere. Alright, well, moving on. Chamber 19 is the final test chamber in the game. It contains an auto-scrolling platform ride that can ordinarily be skipped, but with the chamber made of metal, we're forced to ride it. I like the look of this because now you can just solve this the intuitive way, where you can just put a portal on this wall and then one on this wall, and it'll work. That's kind of funny. Can you pass this ride without shooting a single portal? Run past this door. I mean, they kind of give you a lot of leeway on that one. Ah, the dreaded green orb. Okay, I need to find a way to jump this. Are you kidding me? See, that was better. Edit the other one out. I think I have to jump around this. Ah, there we go. Okay. Dude, we get cake! Spoilers if you haven't played Portal, there is no cake. We're instead plunged into the incinerator room with one option for survival, escaping into the guts of the facility. And this is where the project hit a road bump. Up until now, the game's use of textures has been fairly straightforward. Test chambers utilize floor, wall, and ceiling textures, each with a concrete and metal variant, and these can be swapped between pretty intuitively. In contrast, behind-the-scenes areas use a much wider palette of textures and building styles. Inverting these maps would not be as simple as inverting the test chambers. But I did it anyway. It took quite a bit of effort, but I figured the challenge wouldn't be complete unless these areas were inverted as well. So, now that we know it's possible to beat all 20 inverted test chambers, let's see if we can say the same for the escape sequence. From memory, a lot of the escape segments are made of metal, so this could end up being easier? There's gonna be a lot of these out-of-bounds areas I can now put portals in, because these used to be metal. Wow, it just looks so subtly eerie. Like, this doesn't look right. It's a little cursed. Although maybe if you've never played Portal, it looks completely fine. You know, when I see a very ominous-looking tube, I just jump in. I don't ask any questions. After the tube ride, we encounter a familiar face. Good old Chamber 9. Although completing the chamber has become significantly harder since the cube is missing. The cube in Chamber 9 was essential for progressing due to its name, Box. See, most buttons in Portal are programmed to only accept physics objects named Box. This prevents miscellaneous objects, such as cameras, chairs, and so on, from pressing them. But interestingly, this specific button allows the detached vent covers in the previous room to hold it down. The only problem is these props can't be picked up and are incredibly annoying to transport. I spent over 5 minutes trying to push one onto the button before eventually realizing it just wasn't going to happen. The prop consistently gets stuck on the lip of the button and can't be pushed up. But then I remembered something. We don't need to hold the door open, we just need to get the door stuck. In fact, we already did this earlier in Chamber 5. It's pretty easy to do with a cube, but since we lack one, we need to go shopping for other props. After backtracking and stealing 2 chairs from the local observation room, I leaned them side by side against the door in preparation to jam it. 2 chairs were needed for this, otherwise we wouldn't fit through the gap. You gotta love it, guys. You gotta love the sound of Source Engine physics jank. Moving on to the first dedicated escape map, Escape 0, we won't be seeing any more of the usual test chamber puzzles. These areas primarily focus on navigation, so the inverted portal surfaces have a huge effect here. You would think these areas would be much easier since we can portal directly to our destination, and for some rooms that's true, but others are much trickier to get through. Uh-oh. Okay, there's nothing to shoot at. I see a wall there, but I think there's a prop on it that's blocking portal shots. Okay, but the floor lit up. We can put a portal on the floor there. That does work. Wow, okay, so that room's probably more difficult because of the lack of portal surfaces. Whoa, okay. Let's not die. Alright, we've made it up. I would say that room is a little more difficult than usual. The next couple of rooms aren't particularly interesting, but that changes once we reach the next map, Escape 01. The beginning of this map features a turret ambush with no portal surfaces. Fortunately, we have plenty of physics props, and if there's one thing you should have learned throughout this video, it's that physics props solve every problem. Okay, so there are no portal surfaces for the turrets, but we do have barrels. They don't work. Cinder block. Okay, cinder blocks are a little more effective. Just throw a brick at his face. Okay. So, I have no access to any portal. Actually, maybe I could prop climb into that. Oh, I can. There's not much to say about the middle sector of Escape 01, as it's pretty easy to get through. Toward the end of the map, we're introduced to the rocket turret. I don't think I'll be able to transport any of the rockets through portals. Without any portal surfaces in the rocket turret's line of sight, there's no way to redirect the rocket outside of this area. This becomes a minor issue in the next room, since we're supposed to use a rocket to break the window. I say supposed to, because we can instead throw a chair into the glass. Again, physics props solve every problem. To progress past the next room, we need to climb into a vent that's too high to reach with a regular jump. Valve's intended solution here is for the player to destroy the delivery tube with a rocket and use its cube to climb into the vent. I demonstrated this in my last Portal video, and apparently a lot of people never knew you could do this. To be fair, this is the only tube in the game that's breakable, and you don't specifically need a cube to progress, which is convenient since without a rocket, there really is no way to break the tube and get its cube out. So, for everyone who ignored the tube and climbed into the vent using a chair, feel vindicated knowing that's exactly what we have to do. Physics props turned out to be so useful that I brought one with me to the next map, just in case we needed one. You. I'm taking you. Defend me. Alright, I'm gonna call you Marvin. Your name is Marvin. And it's a good thing I did, because immediately after loading into the game's final map, we're tasked with crossing a pit of goo with no portal surfaces. But we don't need portals when we have Marvin. No, no, Marvin, no! Well, Marvin's dead. He was a worthy soldier. He did his job well. We can shoot a portal through the grate into the next area of the map, but to actually get there, we need to swim back through the goo to the nearest portal surface. Portaling all the way up here completely skips the turret mini-boss that takes place at the bottom of this pit. The only real obstacle left are these two turrets that drop down from the ceiling, but they're incredibly easy to ignore. A little more navigation using portals, and we're finally closing in on the game's final boss. This is it. After completing 20 test chambers and 3 escape maps, only one more room separates us from the ending credits. Approaching GLaDOS' chamber, the end of the game is finally in sight. But then, hesitation. The realization hit me. In Vanilla Portal, GLaDOS' chamber is made entirely out of concrete. This means the inverted version won't have any portal surfaces we can use. I've become soft-locked by mindlessly running into metal rooms before, and I didn't want to make the same mistake again. I needed a plan. Normally, Portal's boss fight goes something like this. 1. Use portals to redirect a rocket into GLaDOS. 2. Retrieve one of the dropped personality cores. And 3. Throw it into the incinerator. With the chamber made of metal, we can't even complete step 1. There's nowhere to place a portal that allows the rocket turret to attack GLaDOS. But much like the glass windows in Escape 01, we don't necessarily need a rocket. GLaDOS is programmed to drop one of her cores each time her model receives damage of any kind. The source of damage is irrelevant, but what else in the map is capable of dealing damage? Oh hey guys. That's right, we steal a turret from an earlier section of the map in order to shoot GLaDOS' cores off. The turret won't fire at her natively, but by standing in front of the turret, stray bullets will whiz by us and hit GLaDOS in the background. With all 4 cores detached, the last thing we have to do is retrieve them and drop them into the incinerator. The morality core is easy to reach since it's on the floor, but the remaining 3 cores are positioned much higher up at the chamber. We can't directly portal to any of these, so we're gonna have to get climbing. Alright, let's do it.
Where are you taking that thing?
This is probably the highest I've ever climbed. Prop clone?
Since you love it so much.
Guess it's climb.
Do you want to marry it? Well, I won't let you. How does that feel?
No. Oh my god, this is so stressful.
In this room, trust me, leave that thing alone.
Gotta be close to the portal surface, come on. I'm close.
I am being
Where's the
serious
portal?
now.
Where's the portal?
Crazy things
Here it
are
is.
part of any test protocol.
No, don't slip. Okay. No. Oh, okay, I made it. Oh. Looked like I wasn't going to for a second. All right, we can get all the cores in just one fell swoop. There we go. Do a mini prop climb to get him. Gentlemen, it's been an honor working with all of you. Now that we've obtained all 4 cores, we just need to incinerate them. The incinerator won't stay open long enough for us to walk to it from the button, so we have to accelerated hop our way over. And just like that, we are done. Wow, that's actually pretty fun. A little over 2.5 hours since the run began, we have beaten all of Portal with inverted textures. I'm actually surprised the entire thing was possible. I thought the game would start out hard and progressively get easier, but the difficulty was kind of all over the place. Some chambers could be beaten in literally 7 seconds, and others posed very unique challenges that took a while to solve. Oh look, the channel member cubes. You all somehow survived being cast into the fiery depths of the incinerator. Plot armor, I guess. And with that, the run is officially over. Hey, welcome to the end of the video. Everyone left already, so I guess it's just you and me. If you want to support big projects like this, consider becoming a YouTube member. Or if it's more your style, I've just now, as you're listening to this, opened a Patreon page. You don't have to, if you don't want to, it's just, I won't turn you into a cube and throw you in a fire. It's your loss, really.